Bruh.
House of Cards.
TCG.
Yo, the hits just keep on coming for PSA. I swear, you can't make this stuff up, man. We did an interview with my boy Carlos about how his busted base Zard came back as a 10. It should have been a 4. And now a story come out where a guy submitted cards with fake first edition stamps on them, and PSA graded them. Instagram user Buddy Cards, looks like an overseas account, literally has a video on his Instagram of him taking his nail and just scratching off first edition stamps. But he submitted it to PSA and they graded it. And the funniest thing I think of all is on the Instagram account is PSA actually commented on the post. They said, "Could you please send us a DM with your name and contact info? We'd like to reach out to get this resolved. Thank you." It reminds me of that song. If you really need to know it, clap your hands. If you really need to know it, clap your hands. Who's real? Who's not? He's real. But Champ's not. Hey, if you really... Oh my God, it's crazy. What kind of authentication process or like steps are you using to grade these cards that a first edition stamp that you could just scratch off with your thumb slips through the cracks? I don't know. I don't know what the process looks like. I know CGC uses computers to scan everything and do all that stuff. I don't know what PSA's process is. I don't know if they've ever made that public or if they ever share that with anybody. I have no idea. Am I still recording? Okay, I'm still recording. So I just wanted to throw this together real quick just to talk about it. And I have a couple other instances of PSA just making like huge mistakes that I was thinking about highlighting on the channel. I'm not sure if you guys would be interested in seeing that. But it's just crazy. And he did a test run with a Machamp, right? So it just goes to show, and people are really like wising up on this, that it's by the card, not the grade, right? Now, of course, there's a premium to the graded card because you had it professionally authenticated and encapsulated, and it's going to be that way forever. So there is a premium there, but you should still inspect the card inside the case, because we're seeing that the integrity is just not there. I think this goes for any grading service, though. CGC, Beckett, PSA, GMA, HGA, even though that's just for the looks. You should check out the card. And that Machamp is a test run. It just makes you wonder what's the next one they're going to try. First edition Dark Blastoise. The price of a card grows exponentially when it's got a first edition stamp on it. Just that little tiny stamp. Or if it's missing a little rarity symbol. So just those little tiny things that can cause a huge difference in price. But it's just insane. And I saw this story and I just had to get on and talk about it. Like, it blows my mind. I think it's coming out of Germany. I think the guy that graded it is in Germany. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on grading? Is it because of the huge backlog at PSA that they're just kind of rushing through things? Because they slowed down. They don't do the bulk service anymore. They jack the prices up. So they really can't be dealing with that much volume. The only service that's been open is a $150 service for a couple months. They did just open a $100 service, but the backlog can't be that great now that they're rushing through the process. Isn't that the whole point of jacking the price and cutting off service levels so you could take your time and grade cards the right way? It just makes me wonder. But in my personal opinion, I think the price of PSA is here to stay. I don't think you're ever going to see a dip in price of PSA as the main grading service bringing the main value, because they're the OGs. They're the originals. They've been grading high-end sports cards forever. But that's a whole different discussion for a different day about prices of graded cards. I just wanted to get your guys' opinion and just talk a little bit about what that means for the climate of graded cards, or how you feel about a huge error like that being made. I mean, there has to be some sort of scan, right? To make sure they're using like the original, there's the original type of ink, because they'll send back a card if it's been altered. You know, like CGC has the green label showing that it's been altered, which means there's been a mark made on it. I think PSA has the same type of thing, or they just won't grade it because their whole purpose is to authenticate the card. Now, what are you authenticating? It's a piece of cardboard. The type of paper that's being used, the type of ink that's being used, that the design is consistent. And if it's not consistent, is it an error or is it a fabrication fake, not real card? That's the whole point of the authentication process. So to miss the ink, I feel like that's like top 2 most important parts of authenticating a card. And then you look at condition, and you grade on condition. But the whole purpose is to authenticate. People pop up with first edition Charizards all the time, like, is this real? Is it not? Send it in to get graded. Hopefully they hit you with an upcharge, and then you know that it's real. Like, that's like the firm decider for those super high-end cards about whether they're real or not, is if PSA authenticates it. But they failed to authenticate a first edition Machamp. So here we are. This is 2022. This is Pokemon. I'm Nick. This is House of Cards TCG. I don't know if we played the intro already, but we'll play it now.
House of Cards.